Does the H have to do something different?
Why?
That was completely rude. But I've been trying to get over him all day, so.
It's okay.
Yeah. So,
Dave, can you hear us?
yeah, so I plan on being there.
Oh,
So
where's Dave?
He got
Yeah.
exposed.
yeah,
My daughter came down with COVID, but she's in Iowa, so.
yeah.
Her and her two roommates.
His wife's sister or his sister came from his
But they,
and had it.
See, the thing is anymore, I think everybody.
Your
gets
ears
exposed
burning?
to sending it. So is your immune system compromised with all the?
To a degree, yeah. It allows me to get to the head. Wow.
So it started, yeah,
Where?
Kauai.
Kauai, as in
Dave, can you hear us?
yeah.
seriously, vacation.
First of, end of
Work?
fall, first of winter is when they're.
Sucks to have that job.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Well, ours, yeah, I
No,
do.
you know.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah. couldn't
I'm
believe it.
trying to be
I've gone to
nice.
that place so
Do
many
you
years.
realize that? You
Yes.
don't know how much
They
I
did it
hate my
before.
time. I have lots of
Yeah,
lots of thoughts
no.
that come out, and
Went there with my
I
dad, took my
working
grandpa there for his 90th
I
birthday.
can tell.
It's not
So,
easy.
yeah, a lot of memories there.
His traveling is almost like mine.
Let's go back and start over again.
Oh, yeah, so similar.
Only he gets
Hawaii
paid.
versus Hawaii.
Not even
Well, I think
close.
the last time he went, he was at
Yeah, a lot of memories there.
Arches
though.
National Forest in Utah.
Yeah, anyway,
Isn't that
I'm just
crazy?
gonna find my mail and
Uh-huh.
get my agenda up.
Yeah. Isn't that
I
crazy?
thought they were going over Saturday night.
Yeah.
The other stuff I
That's
had,
crazy, though.
I was on it twice
I know.
the average.
It's like I tell them, people, I just drove 400 miles just so I can eat.
Twice.
You did what? I said,
I was on 4 years, the average
Just
is
to
usually
stay the
2.
night,
Oh.
head back tomorrow.
Thing called
I was like,
Optiva.
"You're crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, you're crazy.
It was like sugar water. You know, it did
I don't
not
know.
affect me at all.
really?
Absolutely.
So then what did you change? Was it effective?
Yeah, because those things were growing.
That's a problem.
Yeah, so you got to switch.
I
It
don't,
was,
Yeah.
it was
It's all
ineffective
pond raised.
I don't
at the
know.
end.
That
So-
sounds familiar. I don't remember what.
They
Yeah,
adver-
I don't know.
Well,
I've
I'll have to
been
check
told
on
they
that.
advertise it on TV, but I don't watch TV.
Yeah. Oh, I said, both my parents went through that. I can't remember what meds they, what chemo they did. All that fun stuff. Fun, not fun.
True. I got cut back from my labs from every week to monthly. That's a good thing too.
So we must be happy with how things are going.
This is fine.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing on the agenda, consent agenda, approval of June 27, 2022 minutes. Approval payment to BG Consultant for June engineering and portable water system in the amount of $1,545. Approval payment to Olson for professional services sanitary serve phase 1A North LS improvement in the amount of $51,201.79. Approval payment to utility service company for third quarter water tower maintenance totaling $11,873.78. Approval payment to Wolf River Nursery for planning and maintaining care for downtown planners in the amount of $5,518. Approval utility account refunds in the amount of $719.61. Approval June 2022 accounts payable report. Approval municipal judge report for June 2022. Is there a motion we approve consent agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Dave, can you hear?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Brian?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, just want to make sure you're listening. Next thing, regular agenda, none public comment, petition memorial, and none old business. Next, review extension granted for minimum housing code violation for 113 South 6th Street. Dave, are you here? I guess he's gone. Huh?
No.
Oh, but yeah, Wilson on minimum code on Tollison's.
I don't have anything else to add in addition to what I have on the written document. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
So I guess his extension's over with, I guess.
The 113 South 6th is a commercial structure,
Yeah.
and it sets in such a way as it could affect other properties adjacent to it if the repairs aren't completed timely. And it appears that there may be an occupant of that location, and the minimum housing conditions, one of the things that makes it that way is that there is no water service there, which means that there's no bathing, hand washing, cleanup, kitchen type things, and or there's no sewer and bathing, that type of thing. So concern is that the health, welfare, and safety of the person that might be living there, and as well as the compromised structure affecting the adjacent properties. So subject to that, there are probably properties that are worse than that structure, but there has been some improvements done there. There's no outside storage in the B4 district, and there appears to be accumulation of properties outdoors, some of which are vehicles that are parked, and I'm not aware whether they have a current registration on them or not, but they do not appear to be operable. And there's probably some safety concerns over some bottled gases that have been there in the past.
Has he notified you about any plan he had to go ahead and do anything?
No, just the original plumbing permit that no longer exists. The work was never completed, as far as I can tell. And I think that some of it had to do with moving property in such a way as to be able to affect the plumbing repairs that needed to be done. But additionally, from my observation, from what I can tell, that there hasn't been water service there for approximately 10 years. So
Would you
that,
think somebody's living in it?
there has been reports of that in the past. I notice, my personal observations are that there's a vehicle that comes and goes from there evening and mornings. So
Well, maybe you could just kind of notify him and have him come to the next meeting so we could kind of see what kind of plan he's got. I know tearing that property down would be devastating to the property owners next, both sides of him. If we went in there and took it down, it's the barren walls, no telling what it would do to the other structures, so. So
Yeah,
I guess I'd like to know if he's got a plan on selling the property or something like that. Maybe he's got something going I don't know about, so.
I've been told that he is not living there.
So there's a number of us that have been told that same thing.
I know that I've talked to neighboring on either side, I guess that's neighbors, but I mean, and I don't think there's any interest in wanting to tear the structure down, because you're right, with the shared walls, that would not be good. But at the same time, there's all the junk that's accumulating in the back again is a concern. There's also concerns about what is inside there, and if it is going to become a safety concern, not only for anybody who goes in there, but for the neighbors on either side. So something needs to happen. I don't know what that means, but
What I'm going to recommend is, I feel that the city is being put in a situation to try to force someone to sell their building. It sounds like we're not interested in tearing it down, but on the other hand, I also do not think that this building is worthy of being torn down, but we've both just said that the neighbors are wanting something to be done with this property. Is that fair enough to say?
the neighbors would like to see something yes, they would like to see it cleaned up, and they would like to know that it's not a safety concern. Like Dave, you mentioned bottled gases. Plus if it's as much junk on the outside, I'd hate to think of what's the inside looks like. I'm not saying that it's terrible, but it could be. And so yes, if there's city codes, they need to be followed. I don't want to say we're forcing somebody to sell it, but something has to be done.
We shouldn't be using city codes to force a sale of a building. And what someone has on the inside of their building is of no concern to us at all.
Unless it's a safety concern.
No, that doesn't even matter.
Hmm.
We're not concerned about what goes on the inside of people's houses.
I take exception to that because I believe we have the right to request observations of the interior of the structure.
You're not going to observe, or you're not going to look inside of my house. I guarantee you that.
We didn't ask you. We didn't ask you.
And you don't have a significant amount of stuff on the outside. So, but the point is, I'm sorry, Commissioner Sheffer, I was talking. The point is, I just wonder what the next step is. If we're not following code, something has to happen. No, we don't want to tear the building down at all. We've given extension after extension. So what's the next step? Is I guess, I don't know who has the answer to that, but.
Well, maybe Dean does. I guess that's why I asked Dave to notify Dean and see what kind of plan he's got. I don't think we're not gonna solve this tonight, so let's send him a notification to come to the meeting and see what kind of plan he's got. I mean, I'm not interested in kicking him out either. I mean,
my deal is he's been to several meetings, nothing's been done. I don't see that the building's in that bad a shape. I have looked at it. I have looked at several other buildings downtown. Dean's building is not the worst building down there by no means, but yet the city seems to be hounding on Dean. He's in his 80s. He's a retired veteran. and he is a sergeant major and he does not deserve this. And so that's the end of what I'm going to say with this. But I think we need to go to Dean and just say, we're done with this. As long as the outside's clean, we're done, because it doesn't look that bad. And all of you can go by and look at it. You can look at all the other buildings down there, and you could probably say the same thing to about 6 other buildings. So enough's enough.
Well, thanks for your info, Brian, but I still think we need to have him come to the meeting. So, I mean, I think just send him notification, and maybe he's got some kind of a plan. Maybe some of the kids are going to help him. I don't know what, but it'd be nice if he just showed up. So if you just send him notification, show up in the next meeting.
I'll visit with him occasionally, and
Okay.
I'll make it a point to.
Well, you guys work together in the guards and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
all right, thank you, Dave. Next thing on the agenda, new business, year of service award presentation, Stacy. Thanks for your demonstration and continued commitment required to achieve excellence and success for the city of Hiawatha. You make a difference. Presents this 11th day of July, 2022 by the governing body of the city of Hiawatha. We want to thank you, Stacy. Yeah. I think we was going to do that about several weeks ago, but we never got it done. So, but we appreciate you too, Stacy. Next, Park and Recreation Professional Day Proclamation. You want to read that?
We were just posting on.
All right, that's good. All right, sounds good. Well, another bonus for you, Stacy. So. Next thing, consider approval of final payment to Atlas Electric pay request number 3 for the airport AV 2022-10 and authorize the mayor to sign.
I'll make a motion to approve final payment to Atlas Electric pay request number 3 in the amount of $125,800 and authorize the mayor to sign.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, consider approval of a propane contract with Ag Partners for 2022 and 2023 seasons and authorize the city clerk to sign.
I'll make a motion to approve the propane contract with Ag Partners for the 2022-23 season in the amount of $6,331.50 and authorize the city clerk to sign.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, consider awarding bid for copier and printer in the city hall and the police department. I'm gonna let Lynette, you want to just kind of give us a synopsis of what's going on?
Well, the police department's printer bid or the lease is up this month, and City Halls is up in December. So we thought we'd actually collaborate and try to do a lease for all 3 machines at one time. And with getting bids from our current lease holders and 2 other companies, we actually found a cheaper company, and we actually had the references done in the local communities that they actually do. And we actually heard some great news back from them. They said you actually get what you asked for. It's not actually too good to be true. So we're asking, with the amount of money we're saving, and we can do like a not to exceed and actually try to see if we actually find some machines that actually work best for our businesses then.
It sounds like you're gonna save money, so I guess,
I'll make a motion to approve awarding copier lease bids for the police department and city hall to Capital Business Solutions in an amount not to exceed $400 a month. In addition, the cost of copies for 60 months expiring July 2027.
I'll second that.
motion been made and second. Any comments? Comments will vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Consider approval of public notice for 2023 budget hearing. Guess we'll let Larry.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, this afternoon, Lynette came and let me know that my plan for a budget hearing at the next council meeting was not appropriate because of the recommendation I'll be making in the work session a little bit later will be above the revenue neutral rate. And so the dates in which the state has for those public hearings are from August 10 to September 20th. So at this point, we're not going to have a public hearing on budget until sometime during that period. And we're going to still continue to work on it.
Sounds good. Dean, I was just talking about you a little while ago, and you got time to come to the podium there and how's everything going with your,
I've been sweating.
oh, I see.
I did take the sweat off and put a clean one on.
Oh, I see.
That's good.
How's the property coming down or where
No,
you at?
it does not, 113 South Sixth does not meet the standards for minimum housing. So 113 South Sixth has been closed now for 10 and a half months. And it's still closed, and it's going to be closed until we can meet the minimum standard, period.
Good.
That's where it stands.
Are you working with Dave?
I haven't talked to Dave for a couple months about it,
Okay.
but right now, my main objective right now is to come up with $1,586 to pay the property tax.
I see.
I figured out in the 40 years since I had that building, I have paid more in property tax than I paid for the building. And that's really not acceptable. But anyway, the good thing about not meeting the minimum standard, I talked to the appraisers, and I think we'll get an adjustment made because it doesn't have anybody living in it. And so that'll help on the tax thing, but it won't help this year. So whatever questions you got, well, fire it at me and I'll try to do the best I can.
Oh, I don't think we need to fire any questions at you, Dean. I think just work with Dave and if you got some kind of a
Yeah, I
plan.
don't have, like, the biggest thing is I don't have the money to do the first thing I gotta do is to have the plumbing brought up to shape. And we don't know whether it's 3 or 4 pipes that busted. And that's not a cheap thing.
Yeah.
But particularly when you're talking about a building that is that old and is that solid, it is well built. I think the construction date was 1885, and it was the original home of the Hiawatha World. And it even has the dark room where they developed but anyway, it's got a lot of history. And main thing of it is that I don't have the money to bring it up to speed. And so in between, we'll leave it like this. And then I'm going to approach the thing to have the appraisal maybe cut in half, which will be helpful on the property tax thing. So.
Good. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. I I told Dave to get in contact with you, but you showed up, so it just saved a little time, so.
Yeah, well, thank you. Dave is good to work with. My biggest problem is I just don't have the money to do it. And it's still got a good sized mortgage of which the mortgage holder likes to see that paid every month, which is good. Somebody said, well, why does it still have a mortgage after all this? And I says, well, it's probably due to one thing, incompetence. So my son in California, he's got a master's degree from Harvard. And I said, well, I've got mine pending. And he says, what subject it is? And I said, it's in mismanagement. I don't even have to take a test.
Well, thanks, Dane, for. Brad Scott, you got anything? So, Dave Grimm.
Yeah, I have two items for you tonight. I have to apologize to Commissioner Mittendorf. He asked me to call him when the Layton's pump station got underway. It did get underway last Friday with the demolitions of the one pump and getting it all opened up. The pipes were all clear. There was no rock. The first pump that we took out had rock in it like that big. So, but anyway, yeah, it had no rock and debris in it. So, which was a good thing. And then they were supposed to be back Saturday. He called and said he was sick. And then he showed up Sunday, put it in. So we loaded up the junk today and got it all hauled off. And so when the electric guy gets here at the end of the week, it'll be up and running. So that'll be done. And that's one more thing off of our pressure list. The next problem is it's been discovered that we think, maybe possibly believe that under Highway 73, we got a busted sewer pipe. And that'd be right across the street from the Subway sandwich shop. There's a manhole right there that we had been having some problems with, having to jet open. We can't see it because it seems to always be holding water. And so with the camera, you can't quite see it. I think what maybe the thing to do would be to get a hold of one of these companies that do that cured and place pipe, have them come in, just have them evaluate it, ream it, and then put in a piece of pipe. It's only 6 feet from the end, but it sure is a cantankerous little thing. But the next problem is it is in 73 highway. So that's going to require some permitting and lane changes and structure changes and things of that nature. But I've been already in contact with KDOT, and we'll keep things moving. But that probably should be fixed, because we spent about 6 hours trying to jet it one day. And we think that maybe we probably were outside the pipe, and now we've created an undermining. So
You want somebody to come in and evaluate it? Is that what you want?
what exactly is what I'm thinking. There's a company called Ace. They can do the cured and place pipe. There's several different companies, I've got a list of names that tall, but it'll get it in and let's take a look at it. Let's get it fixed. Let's get the pipe fixed first thing. There may be a chance that there was a phone cable put through it too. It's so hard to tell because it's so grainy being underwater with all the debris floating and stuff, but we're about to find out. So yeah, I think maybe a professional company coming in. And
You think we ought to go out for bids, or you think we just got a company that can come in and just research it?
let's have Ace come in and let's have them
Okay.
evaluate it.
Well, it looks like it's a problem and we need to address it
Yeah, we
probably
do.
sooner than later, because.
Yeah.
And you've used Ace before, haven't you?
Many, many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's undermining is the biggest problem. I sure would hate to see the highway collapse. And that is a possibility. So
That'd be a problem.
that would be a problem. So,
I get paid
But-
$30 now.
yeah, but doing it this way it's not real difficult. If we have to excavate, now we got a whole different day. we'll
Yeah.
cross that way later.
Well, you need to know what you gotta do.
We got to find out what we
Yeah.
got to do first.
I guess I would, I'd recommend that, you guys go out and get old Ace and have him come in and if we need some boring done or whatever and review it and get it, we need to get started and get it under progress and get it settled right now. So,
Yeah, we've had 2 camera crews come in and look at it. We just can't see it because it's so full of debris. So, okay, thank you.
you bet. I guess, do we need a motion on that?
No,
You don't, okay, you're gonna handle it.
yes,
Okay, thank you. Nick? Stacy?
I'll give you just a quick midsummer's update. As of Friday, we had our last games at Bruning Park. We wrapped up a couple of tournaments there late June and July, early July. A couple more games at Noble. The Fisher Center has now been closed just for a week. We're doing some renovations there that we're really excited about. The flooring of our bathrooms was completed on Friday. We've started paint. And we'll do some partition installment here in the next week or two. So we're really excited about that. We've also, a new patio area was just poured today on the north side of the Fisher Center. So we're excited to be able to show some improvements into a very used facility for our community. We also just started our second session of swim lessons today. So we'll do that for this week and next. I'm still currently visiting with my staff about how much longer of a pool season we'll have. It always is just determined by staff. This year, I will say the majority of my staff are college kids, so we may have to close a little bit earlier than we have in the past, just due to staff going off to school. So maybe in the next week or so, I'll have an idea of what our summer hours look like. And then, man, it's time to start planning all of our fall and Halloween and all of those exciting rec events. So on to the next.
All right. Thank you, Stacy. Dave Wilson. All right. Paul Schaefer.
So we got the funds approved through, I believe it's ARCA, to get 4 new sets of turnout gear for the newer members that we have. That's all in the works, quotes in, I believe, email conversations back and forth. We've filled up 2 pools since we've gone back to doing that. And they've both been pretty sizable donations with minimal effort on our end. It gives us an opportunity to train the newer guys on pump operation, so on and so forth. That's been pretty beneficial. We had a question about the Hiawatha Community Foundation. We'd like to look a little bit further into them and then the chiefs, and then present it to the fire department. But we kind of wanted the commission's feel out for that before we went any further with that. I know the Robinson Fire Department takes part in it, and they get pretty large donations for them. From what I understand, it's a tax deductible donation platform that they take a certain percentage away from what is donated as handling fees. Then the rest goes into your organization. That's all I know superficial right now. But before we dug into it any further, we wanted to know if it's all right with the commission if we went forward with that.
No, I think it'd be fine.
Okay, so we'll look into it more and we'll present it to the department. It may not be something they want. We don't know one way or another, but it could be something that help us out on our funding anyhow. But I believe that's all I've got.
Okay. Well, thank you, Paul. How's your leg?
It's getting better.
Now, last time I seen you was hobbling pretty well, but you're getting around better.
Yeah, surgery will do that.
Good. Mickey?
no, sir, I don't have anything.
Not even thinking about the police nights out.
We still have another meeting before that.
Oh, I can't tell dates. Yeah, I guess we would. Yes, so never mind. We're gonna say anything.
Lynette? Okay. Larry?
I would say the one word budget has consumed all of my time.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Larry. I know it's been quite a bit of stress under your belt here in the last.
It'll go away.
Let's hope so. Okay. Actually, I don't have anything. Brian?
No,
Shepherd?
I don't have anything.
Evans?
I don't have anything.
Becky?
Nothing.
Dave?
I don't have anything.
Is there a motion we adjourn and go into work session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to go in over the budget hearing and we have a roll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Well, we'll wins.